All right, yo, what's going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, a.k.a. The Clock Master. I'm here with...
Izzy, a.k.a. The Dark Knight.
There you go. Man, guys, so if you have not seen our reactions, it's probably split up in parts. If you haven't seen our reactions to the season finale of Game of Thrones, Season 7, please go and check it out because it's not something you want to miss. It's pretty entertaining and it's pretty shocking for everyone, and it's just really awesome. So if you guys want to check that out, check that out. But if you're not into reactions and you don't like that whole kind of thing, you're in the right place, man, because we're going to talk about this in detail. We took some notes because at the end of our last reaction, at the end of that episode, we couldn't even talk about half the things that we saw in that episode.
Yeah.
Way too much stuff to talk about. So this whole entire video is dedicated to having a discussion about that episode and predictions for Season 8 and so on and so forth, man. Let's go. Let's get into this.
All right.
Like I said, subscribe if you're new, man, and check out all the other videos because we're going in on this one.
Yeah.
All right, man. So what do you have? What do you want to start with, man? What do you want to start with, man? Let's go. You take it over.
There's so much happened. I hope you guys saw the video.
Yeah, you guys got to see our reactions, please. Check it out.
But I want to start with the reunion. That reunion at the whole summit meeting, where everybody came together for like the first time since like season 1 or like season 2. Everybody's just finally met each other, or they have met each other before. But this this is a huge reunion
with everyone, all the major. Well, not all the major characters because we're missing the Stark kids.
Yeah,
but the majority of the main cast is all on the same screen at the same time. And this is the first time Daenerys Targaryen is meeting anyone in Westeros from that main cast. Well, besides Tyrion and some other people and things like that. And Sir Devos and Jon, whatever. She's meeting Cersei. She's meeting her enemy face to face in the front. She's seeing how King's Landing looks right now. That's what she's seeing. That's such a big moment, man.
Yeah, and then I can say like one of my favorite parts in that whole things that was leading up to it was when we see that Bran is talking to Tyrion. Pod is talking to Tyrion, catching up with Brienne and the Hound. Like, you're alive, you're still alive.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, I didn't expect you to be alive.
Exactly.
And I didn't expect you to be alive. And you're a lord now. Wow, and you can fight and all this stuff. So it's just a huge reunion.
A nice reunion, and it's I mean, keep in mind like Podrick and Bronn, they actually met up before too when they were at a River Run. I remember when they were at River Run and he was trying to show him how to fight. Yeah, and so they met up there. But it's been a while since they've seen each other since that time, and you know. Some time has passed since they've seen each other, so it's just like they're all like this big unofficial family, and I just like that Tyrion and Bronn, their relationship is still the same way it was from the beginning.
Like at first, it looked like it was going downhill, like the starting, and then that ended up like whatever he's paying you. I'll pay you double it.
Pay you double.
Double it. So you see, like it's going back to like the full circle, like where it all started, and how they all met again. Like that whole reunion, of course, we see that they finally they saw the White Walker. They saw an example, the demonstration. We said that was a phenomenal, like a great demonstration.
Yes,
to it.
It was a nice scene.
That presentation was amazing.
Like you're presenting you're making a presentation to a company. You're like here's this. Here's what I have to offer you. And, bam, and then that speech from Jon and
this is our plan, and this is what we want to do. And then we see like this is the first time in a long time we see like Cersei fear.
Yes, fear in her face, like actual fear.
She's scared for her life.
I would say this is the second time we've seen it, though. I think one of the first times we've seen it was the Battle of Blackwater Bay.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
Around that time, she was just drunk and she's whatever. She didn't know what to happen. And then also fear as well. I've seen fear in her face quite a couple of times, especially when Joffrey was doing his thing.
And when she was locked up in jail.
Yep, when she was locked up in the High Septons and shame. Shame. That part was kind of OD though. I mean, I'm a religious man, all right, but that's kind of OD. Yeah. I talked a little bit about that in my season 6 reactions. You know, I never liked that part of the show. It was just like that was just OD, all that extra stuff. Yeah. But we've seen fear on her face so much times, a couple of times, but this time when we saw it with the White, something else different entirely.
Different,
and then what I liked about it too, and we'll address it later because I have it on my notes too, was like Jamie's response to all of that. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. And then also, since you're talking about the reunions, the Hound and the Mountain.
Oh yes, yeah. So that's this also made it better because everybody had personal conflicts that we see in the show. Throughout the show, everybody has personal conflicts, and the Hound and the Mountain. Of course, you know their story. If you don't, the Mountain burned the Hound's face, and this has been like the Hound has fear for fire, and then he's been out like to plot his revenge against his brother, and
and we've only seen them fight once on screen, and he pretty much finessed him, the Hound.
And we see this is a confrontation that I'm coming for you, and I'm going to take your life. Like, I'm coming for you.
And I just like how everyone is afraid of the Hound. I mean, the Hound, the Mountain. They're not going to step up to him. They're not going to do whatever. But Clegane, Sandor, man, he just walked right up to him in his face. He's like, you remember me? Of course you do. Of course you know who I am. You know who I am. I'm your brother. I don't care who you are making yourself out to be to these other people. I know who you are.
Yep.
I'm your brother. You did this to me. I have personal grief against you, and I'm going to kill you. I don't care who you are. And that's what I loved about that scene was that he stepped up to him. Mm-hmm. Everyone's afraid. And he's probably the only one that could really step up to him really and truly, as far as like size and stuff is concerned. But he stepped up to him and he's like, I don't give a damn about who you think you are. You already know who I am. You already know who I am.
The other interaction that we see is Theon Greyjoy with his uncle.
Yep.
The uncle interrupts Tyrion before he starts the presentation, and he's like, "I have your sister if you want your sister." And we see like they just sort of go at it, I guess. Like I don't remember exactly right now, but like they had their little go at it, and then before
they just had their little I don't know, just their confrontation, I guess, whatever. Because Theon didn't approach him. Theon didn't say anything to him. I have your sister, whatever. And then it was shocking for me to see Cersei saying, step down or whatever, because she actually looked like she cared. But we all know, you find out eventually that she just didn't care. And she's just, all of this is a play to her. She's playing, even though, and we're going all over the place. I'm getting ahead of myself. But, pull from my notes that I took on my phone. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's like, despite what she saw, she's still bluffing, and we're going to talk about that, but it's just like, this woman doesn't get it.
She doesn't care. She's only looking out for herself and her family, mainly like the Lannister family.
Yeah.
But it's kind of frustrating that, like Jamie explains it, we'll talk about it soon. Jamie explains it that either way, we're all going to die if you're not helping us. And like she doesn't want to get it through her head that I'm still invincible. Either way, I can still win this. And like if you can go back to like all the way to season 1, basically this is all a game to her. Like she had this quote that about like literally using the words Game of Thrones. Like this is all a game. Like everybody's all fighting for the Iron Throne, and at the end of the day, it's just basically a games of Thrones. So to Cersei, this is all a game to her pretty much. And we're just all playing it in it, and like they're all like, everybody's making chess moves and all this, but she thinks,
and she doesn't understand the gratitude of this danger that's coming, and we're seeing our magnitude is the word I should use. All of those words, all those big words, because it's just like so much is happening, and everyone, pretty much almost everyone there has seen it. Okay, well, everyone that's with Dany's side. Dany, she's seen it. She didn't want to believe that heresy. She saw it.
Yep.
Jon already know the truth. Seen it more firsthand, more than once. Okay? So Davos, seen it. All of them seen it. They know what's out there.
They know what's coming.
She's just still stuck in her head. I don't care, whatever. It's just all about my family, whatever. You're not going to, and Jamie talks, and we're going to, you know what, we might as well move on from that so we get to it.
We might as well go on to talk about Jamie then.
Yes, that's next on what I had on my list. About Jamie seeing the bigger picture.
P.O basically we've kind of now talked about how Jamie has now become a man of his own, and like we've seen this episode, he's becoming a man of his own. He's standing up for himself. A lot of people ended up standing up for themselves in this, but Jamie, we see how since season 1 like his conversation with Jon Snow, supposedly, his conversation with Jon Snow that the Night's Watch and all, like, thanks for protecting us from the Knights from the wildlings.
That sarcasm.
And he had this huge sarcasm, like, I'm the Kingslayer. I'm the Kingslayer. Do you want to challenge me to a trial, death by combat, and all this stuff? So now we see him in this episode, how much he has changed
and the growth.
Yeah,
the amount of growth that he has as a character, like just. This is just so much growth, like the growth process.
Yeah, he's much different. He's much mature. Like the way he stood up to Cersei in the end, he was telling Cersei, "We're going to die. Like if we conquer the North, then the dead is going to conquer us in the South." And then vice versa. If we fight the South, then the North is going to conquer us because we betrayed them, because we told them our loyalty. So either way, they're going to
die either way.
So
and through all of that, she's still not seeing how important it is a temporal alliance means at this current moment. Mm-hmm. And she's not seeing that. It all goes back to her just being hard-headed, at just being blind and just so caught up in her emotions, all caught up in her feelings, her family, the lies she's making about being pregnant. I think it's a lie. Her tricking Tyrion. I forgot to mention that. Her tricking Tyrion. And actually Tyrion believing that. But, which has me to believe, do you actually think, because we were watching the extras, they were talking about how much Tyrion and Cersei really know each other, how well they know each other. Don't you think that perhaps maybe Tyrion knows that she's playing them? Don't you think a part of him knows that his sister is not necessarily being 100% loyal, and he probably already told the rest of the people, the rest of the team, don't be so certain because she's probably playing us right now? Mm-hmm.
But like,
because they did mention that they know each other's tactics and the way they think very well. She knows how he thinks. He knows how she thinks to the bone, despite their hate for each other.
Basically, she can never keep her promise, and we just don't trust her. And maybe he has pointed that out already to Dany already, that just be careful and all this stuff. Like, they had the conversation about also, like, you did this, you did that. And we see that Tyrion, he's very vulnerable in this one. Like, yeah. Like, he really feels bad for all the stuff that he's caused. That, yes, I killed your mother. I killed your children.
I killed your dad.
I killed your dad and our dad, and all this stuff. He feels really bad, and it's like he loved them. He truly says that he loves them. That he would if he could.
Despite his hate for Joffrey, he still loved Joffrey.
Yeah.
Despite his obvious, he just knew that Joffrey needed some reconditioning, which wasn't going to happen anytime soon. But he loved the kids, and he really did care about them. And it's just like, just to see that moment between them, have that moment, it's just like, wow.
Yeah, I think that whole Lannister family is pretty much all broken up now.
Long time.
It's been broken up. I mean, before I kind of said that I hope they all die, but maybe not. I kind of see that Jamie. We see that Jamie leaves the King's Landing, and that winter is finally here.
Yep.
It starts snowing, and we see that maybe he's heading north.
To try to meet up to maybe either Jon or maybe, because we knew that him and Brienne, and I kind of wanted Tormund and Brienne to get with each other.
Yeah,
I shipped it. I'm using the terms these young folks use now. Ship.
I'm shipping.
I shipped it. That Tormund and Brienne would get together, but I actually see Brienne and Jaime getting together.
Yeah.
Because my friend, she kind of told me that she thinks that, Brienne is in love with Jaime.
Yeah,
and that he secretly has feelings for her as well.
And we see that Brienne is trying to tell Jaime, like, go talk to Cersei. Tell her, like, you need to get it through her head. Like,
get it together.
This can't go down like this. Yeah. So he has known about this, that this has been like the Stark kids. And for anybody out there who's like been rooting for the Stark kids to come back together and has been watching how the character development in each of the Starks, how this whole team, it pretty much it just been look like they could be a team.
Yes.
But it never saw, like, it just kept being pushed away. And you know why? Because Lord
Peter Littlefinger
Baelish. But guess what? He's done.
Gone.
Benito.
Done.
Over.
Fin.
He's done.
End.
I'm happy. I'm so happy. And the way
Baelish had such a big Nani moment.
Yeah. And
he's just like, when Sansa turned around, it was just like, no. When Lady Sansa turned around and said, Baelish like, Nani?
Wait.
Nani does that?
But I did it because I love you.
I love you.
I really love you.
I loved you, child. I've loved your mother for so long. I've loved you ever since you were a girl. So creepy. Freaking pedo. What's wrong? What's wrong with it, man?
He had it coming.
He did.
He had it coming. And who was best who was the best team
to the killing blow? Arya Stark.
The Stark children finally came together. And I guess, like, this theory that basically they knew that it was Peter Baelish all along, that he was the reason all this stuff is happening. And when did it all begin? Is when Peter Baelish gave the sword to Bran.
To Bran, yep.
And
dumbest mistake he could ever do.
Exactly.
Coming from Peter Baelish, a man that is so good at planning things.
And manipulating.
He even has Varys running for his money. If you got Varys running for your money, you are a good planner. Are you telling me this man who plans everything down to the T, talking to people behind their backs, everything, and you're gonna give the knife to Bran? That is the dumbest thing you could have done. One way or another, you people were gonna figure it out. Did he know that Bran was a warg?
He must have not. Like,
because if he'd known, that could have been the dumbest thing to do.
Exactly. And and that I just keep playing that scene of where all three children are all together. It's playing in my head.
It's just one of the most amazing things, just seeing them together. Yeah.
So Peter Baelish gave you the sword, but for what reason? That's what Sansa was saying. For what reason? Because he never gives anything without anything in return.
Exactly.
So that is when they started plotting, and for like after that, it was what, like the next 3 episodes, we see a whole fight between Sansa and Arya. Sansa and Arya are going at it.
Yep, and the directors talked about it too. Yes. A good way of building up this tension, of to getting us, the viewer. They trolled us. They trolled the mess out of us, getting us to believe this feud, that this building feud, this thing that was going to now happen between them, and that I really honestly felt that either Sansa was going to try to exile. I didn't think she was going to kill her.
No.
I think she was either going to try to exile her, banish her away from Winterfell, take away her name, put her in the Night's Watch, something like that. That's what I thought she was going to do.
Yeah.
But then that Baelish, bruh, I kind of talked about this in the other reaction, saying when she was spying and Baelish is in the corner. I don't know if you ever seen those memes with Baelish in the back.
And he's just like plotting. I never seen the memes.
I gotta show it to you. But like when that whole planning sequence, I was like, what if? I think I said it in the reaction. What if they're actually playing him?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I never even thought that would happen.
Yeah. And here I was thinking, Arya. There's no way that Arya could be this dumb. There's no way she could be playing her
to let herself get seen.
To be seen that she's like really falling, that Arya, that Sansa is the one plotting, that she's the one that made it seem like she's a traitor. And I was just thinking that there's no way, you've been through all this training with the no face, and this is all you learned, that you think your sister could be lying,
right? All this stuff with the many face god, all this kind of stuff you went through. being no one, all of that stuff. You've been through all this stuff. You fought probably one of the most, I would say, even harder than Brienne. Well, no, I can't say that. The girl that was training with Jaqen, she gave Arya a run for her money. But then again, our Arya was still in training.
Yes.
And she was still learning. After she beat her, she became better than her. So, and that girl that was in the temple that was working with Jaqen, she's one of the best fighters we've seen so far. Because she was really good at tormenting Arya.
Yeah.
And making her afraid and beating the mess out of her.
She made her blind.
Her blind.
That's crazy.
Okay. And matter of fact, it was the remember the many-faced god is the one. Maybe many-faced god Jaqen, which I believe is the many-faced god himself.
Yeah.
I low-key think so.
Oh.
I don't know if we're ever gonna see him again.
I think he could be Syrio. That's just small. Did we actually know if Syrio actually died?
Exactly.
Like.
But then again, he takes on many faces.
Yeah.
He does whatever he has to do. He's really good at it. But yeah, it's like one of the questions you asked me. All this training, and Arya is gonna be so naive and dumb to believe that?
Exactly.
No, that makes no sense.
It should have been. It could have been possible, but we see at this confrontation area. Again, confrontation. This is like one of the big themes of this whole episode. We see that all three children caught on to him. They literally duped him, and he did not see it coming.
He thought he could play them. He thought he could play all of them.
They're children. I can play them.
Oh, they're just little children. Oh, I can beat them. I almost would have gotten away with it.
Exactly.
I can beat them.
This is like the Stark children are basically like a good team. They're really like a team of mystery children that can put things together.
And this is the origin of Charlie's Angels or the Y50 and all them other shows.
Yes.
Like they were on some strangest things stuff, bruh. Like they were doing their thing. It's like they duped the mess out of Baelish. Yeah. I'm not for murder.
No, I'm not either.
Okay, I'm a human being. All right, I have feelings. I have humanity in my. This show makes you question all moral things in life, but never ever will I ever support murder in that type of way. Never, ever. But that scene with them just getting him gave me so much satisfaction because it's like this guy needed to go.
He's been breaking up families.
You can't put him in jail. He'll find a way to get out.
He's broken up families. He's caused separation. He's caused problems between the sisters of Catelyn and his sister Eliza Arryn. And he's the one who killed Jon Arryn, which is the reason why all this is
begun in the first place. Honestly, if you really think about it, all of this is Baelish's fault.
Yeah. Game of Thrones is pretty much
it's all Baelish's fault
between Baelish, and then we see like Baelish is just like he's just the mastermind. He's the huge mastermind.
Because look, if Jon Arryn never died, okay,
yeah,
he still would have been handed to the king. Robert Baratheon, Cersei would probably still find a way to probably kill him, but it's not something that she would have immediately planned until after Jon Arryn died.
Exactly.
That's when, there would be no need for Ned Stark. We would never found out that Jon is actually not a bastard of Winterfell. Robb would have never declared himself king in the North. Bran would have never found out he's a warrior. I think eventually he would have found out.
Yeah,
eventually,
but he wouldn't be crippled. Maybe
he wouldn't be. Probably would. No, he probably would. No, he would not be crippled. Actually, yeah, he wouldn't be crippled because there would be no need for Robb to go up to the north to bring them, so Cersei and Jaime wouldn't be there. This is all Baelish's fault.
Yeah.
It really all is Baelish's fault. Honestly, really and truly, bro. This whole show is all Baelish's fault.
This is Baelish because even we can just see his hand is like in everything.
Everything.
Like little fingers. That's
little finger. That's the expression. That's why he's little finger.
He's always looking for something back in return, and he's basically the only one who hasn't been hurt in the show. And
that's one of the things that the directors talked about too, is that he's one of the only people here that hasn't felt pain or been in this type of position before. Varys has been in a threatening position before. He's been threatened by many leaders.
He's been a slave.
He's been threatened by, and Baelish expressed that he didn't grow up necessarily the best child or whatever. His name had no power,
But still.
You know what I'm saying? He never been in a position of vulnerability since he became his own. You know, man created his own sigil, had power. Okay, he had power. He almost, you know, he had full control of that little boy. You know, the true Lord of the Veil. Okay, had poor control over him.
Yep.
Manipulating him. You know, and I'm just glad because eventually I was like, yo, he's gonna want to have something in return.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna want to bring up first of all that Catelyn Stark is this. I loved her, and then he's also going to try to bring up the fact that I helped Jon win the Battle of the Bastards. And it's just like, are you serious? He's gonna try to find a way to bring everything up. So it's like, I'm just glad that he's gone. He's out. And
there's no way. There's like no way the writers could keep
him on for so long.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like he was gonna meet his judgment. He was gonna meet his fault, and it just feels so good that. It was
justice. It's actually justice.
It's just justice to see justice has been done because we knew it was Baelish all along, and we just not everybody caught onto it, and I wanted the Stark children. I don't know about some people, but I wanted the Stark children to figure it out that it was Baelish. Like this is who's causing the problem. This is who's causing the issue.
There's already other wars going on. Exactly. This man here is just trying to break up a family.
In the middle of a great war that's supposed to start. And now that's solved, we have a new problem that is about to needs to be talked about.
But wait, before we talk about that, we have to talk about Jon and Daenerys.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that. Before we get to the finale, the ending of this episode, we need to talk about Jon and Daenerys. Now, I'm going to open this by saying this. I had so many discussions and arguments with people in my own comment sections in my last videos.
Week, I remember that one.
I don't know if you were reading the comments or whatever. I had so many arguments with people. I do not care if the Targaryens had sex with each other for years and they were family. I don't care that this is a fantasy world and it's not the real world. I don't care.
Word.
Right? I do not care that Dany and Jon won't care if they find out. I don't care. I care about the fact that that is his aunt and that is his nephew. I don't care. I don't want to hear the comments about how in the 14th century and in medieval times,
I understand
families
history.
Did this. I went to school.
I understand history. I understand how it goes down. We understand how it goes down. Look, but we're just saying
history was my best subject in school. But you don't gotta educate me. I know you don't gotta tell me that. I already know history. How this go? You don't gotta tell me.
But we're just saying. That was just wrong.
It's wrong. I don't care if it's fantasy.
Yes,
I don't care if it's fiction.
I can understand the whole Lannister thing. That's their own separate issue. That's
I never agreed with it since day one either.
Yeah, I never agreed with it.
And that's the thing. I never agreed with it. I cringed. I never agreed. I have a sister. So it's even more worse for me. Yeah. I have a sister. I'd never view my sister in that way. So me seeing their relationship like that, I never agreed with Cersei, and everyone's like, "Oh, we never agreed with Cersei and whatever." But it went 7 seasons. This people in the comments be, "Oh, they went 7 seasons, and they were having sex on screen for 7 seasons, and nobody raised a finger." I raised a finger. I never cared. I didn't like that. I don't care. I don't care if it's fiction.
Look, just understand. It's fiction, but I still have to keep my own morals about this.
Yeah, I have. Exactly.
I have my own things.
I have my own moral judgment. I don't care fiction. Yeah. I don't care.
And I will say that I did, for a moment, I really wanted to see Dany and Jon, but I knew it's wrong. It's wrong.
Exactly.
But they make the perfect,
and that's the writers are doing. It's really good about that.
And they make the perfect couple, and they make such a strong marriage. They could be like a huge line, and they were saying that in the show, but it doesn't work with
Dany and Jon, do they make a good couple? Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Are they good for each other? Yes, they are. Okay, but it is wrong. I don't want to hear y'all yapping in the comments. The Targaryens were marrying within each other for years. I freaking know. Didn't you think I watched season 1 and season 2? I know.
Yeah.
I know. I understood. Look, even the British royal family married within each other for years. I know in real life. So I know that kings and queens and family and royal families throughout history married within each other. I know. You don't got to tell me that. I know that. All right. You know about African history? I bet you don't, though. All right, then. Maybe I should tell you about that. Exactly. Look, you don't got to tell me about that stuff. I know, but it's just wrong. It's wrong. All right. And then I didn't know they were actually going to show the scene where, like, it's just, and you're watching it, and then you're like, oh my gosh. It's like, this is like, really happening. This is really happening. They really love each other.
It's what people wanted. It's what we all wanted, but I just couldn't say, like, speaking for us, that we just didn't want to see that before.
No, I didn't want to see that. Nah, I didn't want to see that. I mean, yes, I saw Jamie, I saw Cersei. I cringed. It cringed me every time I saw it. Okay? Didn't like it. From the very first episode when I saw it on the screen, I was like, whoa. I was sitting in my couch watching, because both of us, we actually binged the show this last month and a half, going on 2 months, right? Mm-hmm. Binging the show. And, you know, separately, of course, but when I was watching it for the first time, I was like, I was so shocked. I'm like, all right. I said, and at the time, I thought the worst thing that I'm probably going to see, maybe it's probably Joffrey and Sansa snuck off, and they're doing something, and I thought that's how far they were going to go. No. When I saw that, I'm like, yeah, this show is going to be that type of show. Is it reminding me just something like Spartacus? Just like all those shows. I'm like, it's going to be that type of show.
This show is like, it has no limits.
No filters.
No filter, no limits.
And I saw the title of this other YouTuber. She posted the title of the video. She's like, Game of Thrones needs rules. Game of Thrones needs rules.
Yeah, we need to set a bar for them.
You need a bar. They got no rules. It's like they're questioning people's morality. They're questioning all of this kind of stuff. They're questioning how, and that's the thing about the show. They make people question what is moral, what's not moral, what's right, what's wrong, what's this, whatever. They make people question that thing. But one thing I know for damn well sure, you ain't gonna get me to agree in incest. I don't care if it is fiction. I don't care. On it. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm keeping it straight with you. I'm keeping it 100 with you. It is wrong. I don't care. All you guys trying to justify this nonsense. There's literally people writing me lectures in the comment section.
This has always been.
This has always been.
We understand it's been happening in history. Doesn't mean I'm for it.
Come on, man. Just because I know it happened doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah.
And then the comment that annoys me the most is the Targaryens have been married with each other for a year.
Well. Okay.
I know.
I've been watching the show.
I know that her parents, her brother and sister.
This one has just been a little bit different because it's Jon and Daenerys.
And people are saying, "Oh, maybe it's aunt and uncle. It's not that much of a direct connection." What you mean?
No.
I don't look. Honestly,
she's pretty much older.
I know they're around the same age, but because I know aunts and uncles, I know like actual people I know that they're the same age as their niece and stuff like that. Because all it has to do with how old your brother or sister was, you know. But because I know people who have older brothers that are old enough to be their parents, or like just really old, just really really old. I know people like that. But the thing is, right? If there were like a 10th or 14th cousin removed, I'd have been like, I would not be as pissed off as it is as I am now. I'd be like, okay, they're still family, it's still wrong, but I wouldn't be like, this is like a big no.
No. It's
but
your
aunt and nephew. That's a big no. Could you imagine me and my aunt? No.
This is
wrong.
This is horrible.
It's blood. It's family. I'm speaking on it. I don't care. You cannot I don't care what. Look, if you write me a lecture in the comments and you're watching this far, you write me a lecture in the comments, I ain't reading that nonsense. I'm probably going to read it, but I'm not going to answer anything because it's like, I don't care what thing you bring up to me. You can bring me all of Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. All right? You can bring me all the ancient scrolls. You're not going to justify this stuff to me. It is wrong. All right, it's wrong.
Speaking of ancient scrolls.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of ancient scrolls.
So we kind of elaborated on that for too long, but
yeah, it's time.
Aegon Targaryen. We gotta talk about that before we talk about what we gotta really talk about.
Yes.
Aegon Targaryen.
Aegon Targaryen.
Take it away, brother.
Who is Aegon Targaryen, Matt?
Who is Aegon Targaryen?
Who's Aegon Targaryen? It is Jon
Sand Snow.
Or Sand Snow.
Jon Sand Snow.
Jon Sand Snow. There's so many reasons to say the King of the North.
The King of the North. John King.
Or I guess we can't call him John anymore because his name is.
Call him Aegon.
King Aegon.
King Aegon. The rightful heir to the throne.
Yes.
Now explain something to me. This is probably where I need your lectures.
Yeah.
Because I might have missed on something. So for those of you guys who read the books or kind of paid attention on something to me, I need a little explanation as to how Jon is the rightful heir. Unless if you know.
Well, okay, so I know the prophecy basically. There's different people has different perspective about this prophecy about how who is the actual heir to the throne. We know that there's supposed to be a hero that rises up from that's supposed to basically represent fire and ice, basically.
Okay, yeah.
And so we see
Hence
that
the title of the book,
yes,
Song of Fire and Ice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we see that Jon basically. So I actually read about a couple articles about this, but like Jon sort of fits the description because he has Targaryen blood
and
Stark blood basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then people can also say that Dany is fire and ice because she has this relationship with Jon, and because he's Targaryen.
But it's not a direct relationship as far as the name Stark is concerned.
And also, this part of the prophecy is that this person's supposed to rise from the dead. It's supposed to resurrect. And it's supposed to be a prince.
Yep.
Dany could also could be princess. So there's no, you don't have to like take that out of the book or take it out of the way. You can say that she rose from the ashes through when she was in the fire.
Yeah, because she can't burn. She's the unburnt.
Yeah. So that's her basically coming from the undead. Jon Snow literally came back to life.
And the Red Woman, Lady Melisandre, who I hate so much,
yes.
but I love her in like real life because she's such a great person in real life. But in the show, I hate her. She also mentions that the Lord of Light brought you back for a reason.
Exactly. So what is this reason? This reason must be because of the war that's coming, the Great War that they keep mentioning,
being the rightful heir to the throne.
Yeah, and that the prince or the hero is supposed to have this sword. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just sort of speaking off my mind. That this prince or this hero, Azor Ahai, I don't know how to say it, but Azor, I don't know, but this person is supposed to rise and basically be the hero of all Westeros, and he's supposed to have the right to the throne, or she. And as we see in this show, Bran is talking to Sam that Jon, or Aegon Targaryen, as we start referring him to, is the rightful heir to the throne. Mm-hmm. He's the prince to be. He's the hero basically. He's the prophecy. He's what they've been talking about. And
the reason I was confused about it, because that's the lines that I was thinking and some of the stuff I've read. But the reason I got confused is because I was like, okay, is he the rightful heir because it has something to do with his parentage, as far as Rhaegar being one of the sons of the Mad King or whatever? Because normally how you would say successors work is like, sons and daughters of the king or queen, prince and princesses are normally generally, unless the person has a brother or uncle or whatever, are generally next in line to the throne. All right. Well, actually, the brothers and stuff come last, but it's normally the kids who get line of succession. So that's what I was saying, because I'm like, okay, if it has to do with a line of succession thing with like as far as father to son to daughter, then Jon wouldn't necessarily be that, because it would have to go to either Rhaegar, Daenerys, or Viserys. Ugh, Viserys. Poor Viserion. May he rest in peace. But it's like, okay, so that kind of clarified the things for me, because that's what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't know if that makes any sense. But
if anybody want to add on to it, you can.
Yeah, if you want to add on to it, because I don't.
Or you can correct me. I haven't read the book, but I'm just going off of some like articles I read, some like things I've listened to about who's supposed to be this hero, or who's supposed to, like, what's going on. So if you want to correct me, you can. Feel free.
Yeah, feel free, man. Ain't no offense there. Do what you got to do with there. That is concerned. But it's like, there's that. But then it's like, how is that going to work with their relationship with each other? Because now we know that they're officially they've bonded now with each other.
Yeah.
They've laid with each other. It's official. That bond is now created.
So you see that the dragon and the wolf have finally come together, and now this relationship is that John. Somebody needs to tell John that the truth, like that Bran, like Bran was telling Sam, like he needs to know the truth. But right now, like we can't let this go on anymore, and this needs to happen before this Great War really begins.
Yeah, he needs to know.
He needs to know now ASAP that you are Aegon, son of Targaryen. You are Aegon Targaryen, son of Rhaegar, and you are the right to the throne. And if Dany hears this, how does she react?
How does she react to that?
And if Jon hears this, he's gonna be like,
he's gonna make that face. He makes
that face like, oh. And now we see that Jon Snow really knows nothing.
He really does know nothing.
He knows nothing. So
he will forever know nothing. It's just like, I mean, I don't know how she's gonna take that, because I know Jon.
He doesn't care. He never cared about.
He never cared about being king.
The king. He was told to be king in the North. They chose him.
Yeah.
And he just said, okay, fine, I will. I'll represent.
And the only
you.
reason he was hesitant about bending the knee the first time was because it's like, well,
I don't know you.
My people chose me. Yeah. I don't really know you, but now that I know you, I don't mind bending the knee to someone I trust.
And it's the matter of relationship. Like, where do they go now? Like, seems like this could become worse.
I know Dany won't care, because she was taught and grew up to believe that she was going to marry her brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the lifestyle she grew up with. I know she may not necessarily care, but I know Jon will care, because we know how honorable Jon is. And despite how much love he has for Daenerys, I think he's going to want to have to call that off.
Yeah.
Once he finds out. I genuinely believe that. I could be wrong, and he could fool us all and be like, I don't care. I love you.
I just want to bend the knee.
I just want to bend the knee. We've got to talk about how funny that part was earlier when Tyrion was like, you couldn't lie.
You couldn't lie. Like it was right there. And even Theo was saying, you couldn't lie for this one moment.
You couldn't lie for this one moment.
You just could have.
Like we said, man, the honorable man of the year award goes to Jon, Aegar, Jon Snow, Sand, Targaryen. It goes. It's just like, I mean, as far as a relationship is concerned, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen continuing with this, because it's gonna create that weird, awkward conflict, and Daenerys is gonna believe that she's still entitled to the throne. She's gonna be like, I did all this for nothing. Mm-hmm. I rose 3 dragons for nothing. I lost a man that I didn't even want to marry in the first place. Also brings me to everything.
Like, Tyrion, because I know there's a small part, like Tyrion's mentioned in this whole thing. What is Tyrion's role, his role in this, or his part in this relationship also? Is he related to the Mad King? Is he the son of the Mad King?
Yeah.
This is theories now. We're discussing theories.
Theories, yeah.
Is he, because he doesn't fit in the Lannister family right now.
Yeah.
Like now, because we've seen it all throughout the show. Like not every chosen belongs to
their families.
So there's a chance that Tyrion could belong to. He could be a Targaryen. Like there's prediction that I thought that he was 3 dragons, 3 riders. Tyrion.
Yeah, I was actually kind of going with that too.
Yeah, so I was going with that. That Tyrion could be a dragon rider.
Sorry. And
turns out that maybe he's not.
Yeah.
But he still could be a Targaryen.
Yeah.
Or of some sort. So there's a reason. There could be some things about right now that can be fixed. And then
I mean, him being a Targaryen, it's like, I thought, the whole writer's theory, I thought I was kind of going with that. I was kind of hoping that maybe the last episode, like by episode 5, I was like, okay, maybe by episode 7 they're all going to be riding to King's Landing. Like I thought it was going to be over, but this is now beginning, and it's just like, because winter's been coming for a daggone long time, for 7 years to pour into the cub, and now it's finally here, and all of this, which is going to bring us to our last topic before we discuss predictions for season 8, because I have a couple predictions I want to make.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about now that ending. I mean, is there anything we forgot about concerning John and that, or we pretty much covered it all?
Yeah, we pretty much covered it all. I guess with the small detail that Theon, well, we can talk about in the prediction, but yeah, I guess we kind of covered it.
And yeah, I mean, and we forgot to mention too that Theon finally stood up for himself.
Yeah,
It's a minor thing. He finally stood up for himself, and normally we hated Theon for all these seasons. Since season 1, I didn't like Theon because he's just annoying. Yeah, all these seasons we hated Theon, but now we're just like, okay, fine, okay, this man's been through enough.
Yeah,
he's been through a lot. Let him get some slack down, man.
And let him stand up for himself.
Let him stand up for himself. So I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
Now, dum 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 dum, the Night King.
The Great War.
Oh my gosh, the Night King flying in on a walker Viserion, spitting blue fire out of his mouth.
Man, I'm so shook, honestly.
If you, like I said, if you watch this far in the video, you gotta watch our reaction to that because I did not see that coming.
It was insane. That ending was crazy. There is so much into it that we see Viserion, who's spitting blue.
I don't know what is going on with
and
that.
And you got the Night King riding it. He trained him fast.
You're right, bro.
He trained him fast.
You gotta go into the joke Captain Phil made last week. How the Night King is like the best Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, he's the best
entire Westeros. Yeah. This man threw the spear.
So
already trained him up. Oh my gosh.
You see that the whole East Watch basically is now falling
down.
The wall's broken.
And what a better thing to break down a magic wall than a magic being.
Yeah.
A dragon, being of magic, blowing magic blue, ice fire nonsense coming out of his mouth, right? Breaking down that Eastwatch wall that kept the walkers out for many years. And they couldn't go around it because they can't swim.
Yep. Right?
They can't swim, so they couldn't go around it. Now they finally got through. And
we see why he needed a dragon. We see maybe the king. I mean, the Night King knew that he needed a dragon to start to really make his move,
his entrance.
And we see that towards the end, that all of the dead basically is now coming into the Eastwatch. Is now making their moves. They're starting to move up north.
Yep.
They're getting ready to basically make their name known. And
all hell is breaking loose.
Yeah, it's getting wild up in Westeros.
Daenerys said she saw maybe 100,000, but that's just an estimate.
Yeah,
we know it's more, and you know there's people that are gonna die as they're making their way down, downtown, walking fast, seeing this fast in the whole night. You're gonna see the Night King. You can into the sky. And you see him on the dragon. You pass me by. You know, I know. Oh my gosh, dude. My gosh.
It's wild up in here.
The Night King, bro. Finessing that dragon. Flying all the way through.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
it's just so much expense.
It's just so much feeling. I'm so shocked with this.
It's shocking.
We know it was gonna happen eventually.
It's how it just happened. It's just the spur of the moment that this dragon came out of nowhere. Thormund and his people in Eastwatch, the wall is being broken down. Bran is actually watching. I keep saying Bran, but Bran is watching this as it's going down, as this is all unfolding. He's watching this. And now he has to report this to Jon. He has to report this to King's
Landing. Will the rest of Westeros believe? No. I don't know, man.
AKA the Cersei.
I'm
talking about you, Cersei.
But even the Maesters didn't believe.
Yeah, even the Maesters. That's also like
hard-headed. They didn't even believe either.
They don't believe Sam. And I guess
they didn't even believe the Raven that Bran sent.
No, the three-eyed Raven.
I'm the three-eyed Raven. Bran be high, bro.
I'm the three-eyed Raven.
I'm the three-eyed Raven.
How'd you know it's coming? I'm the three-eyed Raven.
I'm the three-eyed Raven.
I saw you coming.
I saw you coming. All that raspy voice that all the Northerners have.
You know who actually Brand reminds me of?
Ooh.
Jaden Smith.
He got the bro. I thought I was the only one that thought that. I thought I was the only one that thought that he looked like like a whiter version of Jaden Smith.
He's the Jaden Smith.
I thought I thought I was the only one that thought that.
It makes sense. Like, do you remember that that video? Like, what if? Like, he just had like his monologue, and he's just like, "What if this and this? Like, could this be real?" And then like he's just, it's oh my god, it's crazy, and that's what reminds me of Brand. Brand is Jaden Smith, or Jaden Smith is Brand. They're a three-eyed raven.
You gotta start releasing singles.
Like, that's what I gotta say.
Oh my gosh, man! Yo, any predictions while we close off this video?
Yeah.
Any predictions for season 8?
Well. Man, it's sad that this is gonna be like last season.
Yeah,
and that, first of all, we had to wait. There's rumors has it that they don't have a release date, and that we might have to wait up to 2019. 2019. That's a lot to expect, and it's a lot of wait. But
I don't understand too why they have to do, because the cast has been on there for so long. The cast is getting old.
Yeah,
you know, they're gonna want to do different things. I'm pretty sure a lot of the actors either may retire or just take a break, or not retire, because I know people act till they're dead most time.
Yeah,
but it's like, there's a lot of pressure on the cast, and it's just a lot of work.
So for prediction, man, I don't know where to begin, but I guess we could start with like Danny. For me, I think Danny and John or Aegon have a breaking point. Like, they have this huge fight, and people don't know where to go from there. And
I think Nunja mentioned that too, that we're gonna see a really stronger relationship. Like, whenever season 8 starts. When we start, the relationship is going to be really developed, I think.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really hard to break that.
Mm-hmm.
For all you know, watch them actually get married.
Oh, by then.
Bro, it could happen because how long it's taking.
Do you
think they'll actually get married? You think they'll actually get that far?
I think maybe they'll tie the knot towards the end of the show. What else can I see? I like the Stark children. They'll be playing. I feel like they'll be a
larger role.
A large role. Arya is gonna be well trained. We're finally gonna soon see the Mountain versus the Hound.
Hopefully,
like that. Hopefully. That has to go down. You can't be keep building it up and not show it. That has to eventually happen. One of them will die.
Mm-hmm. Or they might both fight together.
That could be a possibility.
You never know, man.
Maybe
the Mountain gives them. Man, I'm tired of this nonsense, bro. Yeah. Man, bump you, Cersei.
Jamie can end up meeting,
working with them, man.
Tyrion, and they just form a nice brotherly relationship.
Yep.
They build it from there.
You think? And then of course
he might expose Cersei, telling her that's
he might bring a warning that she's actually betraying you,
and maybe he'll bend his knee
to Cersei. To Daenerys. Watch him be like, Cersei wasn't planning on joining you, and Tyrion's like, I know. I know.
Okay, we discussed that already.
Yeah,
so okay. Don't worry, she's the only Lannister that doesn't pay her debts.
Right? And I mean, like, honestly, it's so hard to make predictions because anything goes in this show. Like,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen at any moment. It is so crazy. Anyways, guys, man, so that does it for our discussion for season 7, episode 7, the dragon and the wolf. Right? Yeah, guys. Guys, so like I said, please let us know in the comment section down below if we missed anything wrong we might have said. Just pick us up on it. But let's just have a conversation about it. I'll be in the comments all the time, checking things out. So I want to talk to you guys about ideas, predictions.
I'll check sometimes too.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll reply. If I can, yeah, I'll try my best to reply, man, because I got a lot of notifications from you guys, but I try to answer. But yeah, I'm really trying to develop this Game of Thrones community on this channel, and if you watch all the way till the end of this video, that means you're a really big fan of Game of Thrones. So I really do appreciate you guys checking this video all the way through. Thank you so much for that, bro. Once again, thank you, Izzy, for coming on the channel, bro. I do appreciate that, taking time out to come and check this thing out, for inviting me,
and for us having a great evening watching this episode and talking about this episode for nearly an hour. It means a lot, guys. Don't forget to subscribe If you are new, I'm going to try my best to keep up on all of this Game of Thrones stuff. Any announcements that we may get, hopefully for Season 8, maybe by Comic-Con next year or even before. I'm really looking forward to that. But I'll just subscribe for any upcoming information for Game of Thrones. And I will see you in the next video. I got a couple of Defenders reactions to make. So I will see you guys in the next video. And Clockmaster and
The Dark Knight
out.